Hey everybody, this is Blue from Yugioh Anime Games, and this will be the first video in our new series entitled Blue's News, where I'm bringing you guys exciting and new information from the Yu-Gi-Oh world. Although let's be real, nothing's been quite as exciting since Go Control. And if you've been following the channel since nearly the beginning, you may remember that actually the original video we did like this, which was Blue's Banlist parody. Well, we're back now. Plastic. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you're probably aware that the newest and sixth Yu-Gi-Oh series has come out. It's called Reigns, and they've gone from using motorcycles to surfboards for the duels. But you ask me, I prefer the original portable duel device. You can't beat the good old classic Duelist. That's how I play. So, with every new series now comes a new card type. Always trying to bring something new and fresh to the game. With the Duelist coming out, a lot of you are probably wondering what these new cards are. Well, they're called Link Monsters, and they have absolutely no connection to the little green guy in Zelda who likes to smash pottery. So, with that case, I'm sure a lot of you are asking yourselves the same question I am. What the f is a Link Monster? Well, first off, I'll tell you that they're blue. Like rituals. But they're different. They have a hexagon power, it's the six-sided thing that we have. Yeah, so now it's hexagons, maybe next time it's plaid? I don't know. This has gone from Duel Monsters to Devil Wears Prada way too quickly. And what makes them unique is, aside from the fact that they've completely rewritten all the rules for these monster cards, they actually have little arrows on the card that kind of point, and if the one piece of paper is pointing to the other piece of paper, it gets like a special effect. So Konami is really changing the aspects of the way cards work. I mean, and before you know it, Yu-Gi-Oh will be like Magic the Gathering, where the cards really actually say, tear this card up and do things. And if you don't believe me, go Google Chaos Confetti. I can't make this stuff up. You rip up a card and get an effect. So, there you go. But, I really, can't tell you that much about Link Monsters. So now, let's go to our competitive meta correspondent. He's written for TCG Player, he's topped numerous major tournaments, including YCS's Circuit Series and the 2016 US Nationals. Please welcome our longtime friend, Bobby Kenny.
Thanks, Blue. Pleasure to be here.
So, we've seen numerous new card types introduced over the years, from synchros to exceeds to most recently before pendulums. But now with the new Link Monsters also comes a lot of new format and rule changes.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what this mechanic will end up doing to the game as a whole. Like, yes, there's some rules baggage that comes with them, but like the mechanic itself is probably the most flexible thing that's been introduced to this game since Xyz. So I'm really excited to see where it goes.
And now, Bobby, since you play Yu-Gi-Oh professionally, is that a thing? Okay, since you play Yu-Gi-Oh professionally, can you help explain to our viewers what Link Monsters really do and how they can be useful?
Alright, so Link Monsters are a new type of extra deck monster, just like Fusion, Synchros, and Xyz. Like, it's now going to be a fourth type. It's just like those, you can summon them from your extra deck by combining the monsters that are already on your field. However, they have some interesting mechanics to them that makes the positioning of your cards matter significantly.
Alright, that's interesting. Anything else?
Yeah, the main application for Link Monsters is with dealing with the new extra Monster Zone mechanic. So with the latest update to the rulebook, in addition to the 5 main monster zones that we've all gotten used to, there's now an additional 2 zones in the middle of the field between the 2nd and 4th monster zones of each player that are referred to as the extra monster zones. Now, whenever you're summoning a monster from your extra deck, you have to summon it into one of these zones under normal circumstances. And if you already have something in your extra monster zone, you can't summon additional monsters from your extra deck to your other zones. So Link Monsters, the way they work is around the outside of their portrait, they have a bunch of red arrows pointing in different directions. Now, any main monster zone that one of these link arrows is pointing at can also be used to summon a monster from your extra deck. So, like, you summon out a Decode Talker. Decode Talker has arrows pointing up and then diagonally down to the left and right. So let's say you summon that to your leftmost, the leftmost extra monster zone for you. Now, your first and third main monster zones can be used to summon monsters from your extra deck as well. However, you're also going to be granting your opponent a zone that they can use for their extra deck. And like because of that, like a lot of positioning things that didn't matter before are going to matter now. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, well, wait. So I want to do a bunch of like extra expanding, and you're telling me now I have to play these link monsters? Like, what if I can't even summon them? Like, what if my deck's now just ruined because of that? Well, link monsters are actually the easiest type of extra deck monster to summon, like, ever. So they're really similar to synchros. However, they're synchros that don't need tuners. You don't need to count up any specific levels. It's literally just counting up monsters. So like, let's look back at Decode Talker again. Decode Talker says that it requires 2+ or 2 or more effects monsters. Now that means you can use any, like, you might be thinking, wait, I can use just any 2 monsters? It's like, well, any 2 effect monsters? It's like, okay, not quite. Now, the other important thing to note is that it has a link rating of 3. So it's really similar to a synchro summon in this regard, in that you have to count up the valid number of materials, but you also need to count up the valid link rating. So, like, if you look at let's take Stardust Dragon, for example. You can use a level 2 tuner and a level 6 non-tuner, or you can use a level 2 tuner and a level 2 non-tuner and a level 4 non-tuner, or whatever combination you want to make it so that
Well, maybe you guys learned something from that. I, yeah, I don't know.